up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. Happy fourth quarter. Happy 1st of October. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend has been good. If you are new here and you would not mind, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up to let me know that I'm doing good and that you enjoyed it. Also, it helps out the channel. And comment down below. Really appreciate the comments. And speaking of comments, shout out to Soda City Flips. He's been catching the videos. He's been leaving a comment. Really do appreciate it. So thank you. Wanted to throw a shout out there. Go check out his channel. But anyway, wanted to talk today because it is the beginning of the fourth quarter. And a lot of talk with that will always revert back to, sales being better, holidays coming up, boosting your number to close out the year, that sort of thing. But one thing that's been clicking in my mind more so than just the sales is figuring out a strategy or an approach for sourcing. I just started, the reselling journey in January, and I would say that at that time I was very inexperienced. It shows with a lot of stuff that I have sitting around. I go out to my garage sometimes and look at some stuff I have out there. I'm just like, why did I buy this stuff, right? The same trap that a lot of folks get into when they first start. Disney Black Diamond VHS, right? That hilarious word. You look them up, and not even that the fact that they're, some of them sell for thousands. That's not even what I'm talking about. I bought a bunch of them and paid like 50 cents a piece. And my thought was, well, they probably sell for $5 to $6, but the truth of the matter is there is so many of them. It's just not worth your time. And you learn those lessons. I was buying just bulk lots of vinyl records, realizing that most all of it was just, sadly to say, but garbage. You buy other VHS or DVDs or whatever, and some people do very well with media, but you have to have the system and everything else to do that stuff in a heavy volume to be able to make it work. It's kind of like taking the time to list to make 50 cents versus taking the time to list to make $5, right? And you have to figure out which way you want to go with this. And I don't have what I would consider a niche, so to speak. I keep my eyes and options open. I try to source anything and everything. And with that, going into the fourth quarter, the weather where I am at is unpredictable. We could have a very mild winter where we see no snow, or we could have a very cold winter where we see several feet of snow. It's so unpredictable where I'm at. So I have to prepare and expect that yard sale season is pretty much closing down. We're actually going to be heading to the Route 29 sale. It's the end of this coming week, or this week, I guess, technically. And I'm going to try to, I don't want to just buy everything, or anything that's put in front of me, but I do want to make good buys and hopefully, find a good bit of stuff. I want to, kind of load up if possible. I do have stuff that I can list, but a lot of it is, it's going to be your slower moving items, and it's those questionable items that, yeah, they might sell, but you never know. They could just sit there until next fourth quarter. And so I do want to try to build some inventory to have some stuff that I know I can rely upon to sell. But at the same time, I do have sourcing options. It's just my thought with it, and I would love to get others' opinions if you've niched into certain things. I feel like if you niche yourself into something, when you go to sales, you're leaving opportunities there. But at the same time, you might be creating opportunities because you're looking at things and learning things that others may overlook. And, you know, like my fellow podcaster, Alex Beard King Picker, he's big into books. And so I know from experience, if I go to a sale, I might look at the books, but I'm looking at them blindly, so to speak, because I don't know what's good and what isn't. I might look into something, but it's not something that I'm attracted to when I go there. Clothes, I love buying clothes, but clothes are, for me, it seems like very hit or miss. There's days where I'll have great clothing sales, and then there's like, it'll go a few days and I won't even sell a shirt, you know. Or pants. I'll go on a run where several pair of jeans will sell and then nothing, right? And I have a good bit of clothing listed. So I do have a great source to list clothes, but it's so inconsistent that it scares me to niche into that or rely on that. So I would love to hear your thoughts, you know, going into the fourth quarter, if you're in an area where yard sales and that stuff isn't available anymore. You know, obviously there's estate sales. You have thrift stores, which my thrift stores don't produce hardly anything anymore. And but there is estate sales if I wanted to tackle that route. There's also online estate sales that you can, you know, implement to use to source items if need be. But then you're paying buyer's premiums and stuff like that and bidding, and so it gets a little bit more tough. If I was to, and I can go to the Goodwill bins because I do have one of those near me, I could use that as a sourcing spot. It is pretty reliable that I'm going to find something when I go there. But I would also have to kind of niche myself into more clothing, you know, soft goods, clothing, hats, that sort of stuff, which I love selling hats, so I'm not against that. It's just more of the question of, will it be as consistent as me selling, you know, a little bit of everything? I do also have some stuff on the back burner that I've put money into, that I can start listing if need be, that would likely sell, you know, like video games and stuff. I have tons of video games sitting around. I don't list them that often. I have consoles, you know, accessories, controllers, all of that stuff if I need it. So I'm not worried about like surviving with monetarily or financially. It's just more, I don't want to get into this comfort zone and go like the fourth quarter and say, well, you know, up until next spring, I can't source. I want to continue sourcing and, you know, just figure out a way to what should I rely on. This is going to be my first winter. So winter is coming, and I want to kind of have a game plan, a thought process, and figure out what can be really successful through those months when I can't go out to the yard sales and that sort of thing. So comment below, let me know your thoughts. How do you approach it? What are, if you don't have an approach to it, if this is your first winter, so to speak, as well, let me know how you plan to attack it. Do you sell everything, or do you already niche yourself? That way it's easier when you have to figure out, you know, like I mentioned Alex with books, he can go to estate sales all through the winter and he's going to find books, right? And most of the time pretty cheap. So he's going to be able to keep his inventory flowing, or the bins or whatever, he can find books there. So it's just interesting. But yeah, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Let's get to some sales though, because we do have sales. And it is, I forgot to mention, it's Sunday, it's 6:30. I have been trying to get these videos every day. I know the what solds aren't everybody's favorites, but it's keeping me on course and at least letting me get into a rhythm and get videos up. So let's show you what I got here. As of right now, 6:30 on Sunday, we have a 1998 Jack Pack San Antonio, Texas Alamo Christmas ornament. That little guy did $10.99 plus shipping. And also today, I mentioned in yesterday's video that eBay was like real quiet, and then all of a sudden it like got busy, right? You know, and then I did the video or whatever. Today, it's been very similar. Earlier today, I don't know, it was probably around 11 o'clock or noon, had a bunch of sales come through. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, people are awake and they're buying. And then since then, it's been quiet. Like that ornament has been the only sale. So I don't know if things, like if eBay's doing something this weekend and sales are just coming in batches or what's going on. But the last 2 days, that's how it's worked. All of the sales came through like probably within an hour of each other, and then things quieted back off. So anyway, just thought I would share that. Comment below, let me know, was your weekend like that as well? But the sales were good. I mean, I'm not complaining there. It's just very weird. This is a 10 LOL is what the company is. It is a golf cart mountable, and it does have a ball scrubber and a club scrubber here. I do not have the mounting hardware, but the people, you know, whoever purchased it, if they want to mount it, little bit of screws and they should be good to go. But this sold for $19.99 plus shipping. Next up, AC/DC hat, and this is it's an official, like actual AC/DC branded hat there. This did $29.99 plus shipping on that guy. So nice hat sale there. Next up is 1992 NCE is the brand. It's called the It's Alive candy dish. It lights light up and it makes noise. It does work. So pretty cool piece there. $19.99 plus shipping. Next up, this is a Hot Wheels Super Ultimate Garage. This is the piece that goes up on top. I bought one of these big, huge garages from a Goodwill, and then also found one. Oh, look at that. Real time. Your buyer has paid. Look at that. We just sold another item. Anyway, bought one of these from Goodwill, and then I actually went to the bins and found pretty much a whole another one like 2 days later. And they're way too big to like try to sell as a whole, but they're great for piecing out. So that's what I've been doing. That one did $4.99 plus shipping. Next is a Pittsburgh Pirates Andrew McCutchen white t-shirt. Like, it looks kind of like a jersey, but it's a t-shirt or a jersey, as I like to call them. $18.99 plus shipping. Next up is a 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven it is 7-Eleven. See there, 7-Eleven apparel. It looks like a 7-Eleven work shirt. And this sold for $19.99 plus shipping there. And then the item, I will go ahead and tell y'all real time what it was. I don't obviously have it because I'd have to go pick it. Department 56 Heritage Village butter tub, and I'm gonna try right there. Heritage Village butter tub did $19.99 plus shipping on that guy. So I'll go pull that as well and get that packed up too. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because I was eating dinner and the ornament sold, and now the other Department 56 item. So maybe I'm back into a batch again where some sales are going to come through. But anyway, I'm going to get this stuff packed up. That way I can have it all ready for tomorrow. I do appreciate all of you if you have been watching. You know, I don't get a ton of views on these what solds, but it's something that is easier for me to do to continue content up. I will try to get, you know, more sales footage up and that kind of stuff. I know people like that too. Those get way more views for me. But I'm going to keep putting these up, and I hope you guys enjoy. I think these what solds are very important because folks can see out there what is actually selling and what they're selling for. So when you go out to source, you know, oh, well, 540 sold this and he sold it for this amount. This is a good buy at $2 or whatever. So I think what sold videos are very good. You know, I'm not telling you to buy this stuff. I'm just kind of sharing with you what I have sold and for how much. And then if you find it and you know kind of what the price should be, and you know that people actually buy it. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I am going to get busy, get this stuff packed, but I will, as always, catch you guys in the next one.